Hello again. So again, it was awesome yesterday and spend the last couple of days with you in the webinar. I might share this publicly, but you guys are going to get it first because it's coming answering some of your questions. One, a couple of you sent a note saying the scamper part was missing from the video of day one. So I'm going to redo the scamper part, and I'm going to give you a couple of extra bonus pieces of content, spreadsheets, tables, recommended prompts, all related to Scamper, and I'm going to walk you through Scamper here in a minute. Secondly, some of you asked for a list of all the tools we went over during the day two, the 2-hour section where we were demoing and using various tools in real time. And I thought, I'll give you that as well. I thought it would be useful, of value for me to also, when I'm giving you those tools, give you another little hack, a little trick I like to use. So let's go to the tools. So first tool I want to get to is here. So you want to get a list of all the tools we used. This is how I got the list of all the tools. So I went to Gemini Advanced, Google's free model. I used the 2.5 Pro, not the deep research. Remember, deep research on all of these models is designed to go out on the internet, grab resources, and then read through them and summarize them and collate them. We don't need this to go out on the internet. I'm going to give it the content. So what I did here, I said, and this is the prompt that I used. I said, you are an AI expert and a professional educator at the college level. Remember, using that prompting technique. Read the following transcript and generate a list for me of every AI tool mentioned. Provide that list of tools for me in table form with columns for the name, general description, URL, and other helpful notes. And then I gave it the transcript of yesterday's session. If you remember, it started when we had the power failure. And then I said, I don't know if my mic was working. So I literally said, yesterday the mic was giving me a problem. I'm going to assume you can hear me now. And I was writing on the whiteboard. Got it. All right. So the entrepreneurial sweet spot, what is it? And then we went through the entrepreneurial sweet spot. So the whole transcript is there. So I gave it the transcript. It says, okay, here's a table summarizing the AI tools mentioned in the transcript based on the information provided, and it lists them all for me. Google Notebook, an AI note, writing assistant, etc., etc. And what I want you to notice, it's built this tool, this table, not on general stuff from the internet, but it's built it based on what was said during the training. So it says Google Notebook is good for minimal viable product lists, feature lists, and creating detailed prompts. Used in the pre-research part of the event. Lovable, no-code tool platform for building web apps based on text prompts. Builds web apps, not native mobile apps. Remember we spoke about that in the Q&A. I think it was Joy number 2, that asked that question. User retains full intellectual property rights, etc. Same thing for Google Gemini, same thing for ChatGPT, same thing for Claude, and it gives the notes based on what we said in the thing, in the session. So I'm going to export this to Sheets. This is a spreadsheet, and you'll get that. I want you to notice something else. If you remember, I'm sorry for putting numbers behind people's names, but Joy number 1 mentioned in her question, Replit was mentioned by a participant, that's you, Joy 1, in the question regarding app rights working through Replit or whoever. But the speaker, me, primarily focused on Lovable for the actual app building and hosting described in the examples. So it kept Replit off of the list. I thought that was very awesome. So this list of all of these tools with the comments and everything, you're getting that in this email right now. And then for the Scamper, in addition to this little thing that I put together, specific prompting strategies for each Scamper step, why, which models to use, and you'll see I recommend using the O series of ChatGPT, and I'll show you why in a minute. And it kind of gives you a high-level overview of what you could use, and it's all based on this document right here. But further than that, I also created this, which I'm also sending you, which is a template specifically for each Scamper step, what the goal is of the step, and a prompt that I recommend you can start as your beginning part to actually prompt the AI to use it. So remember we spoke about using AI to speed up how you can do Scamper. And Scamper was to help you think through alternative ideas or approaches to parts of your app. So I'm going to actually give you an example of that in real time right now. So ChatGPT, and just to be clear, I'm using this prompt. So this is Scamper prompt. I'm using this prompt right here. I've just cut and pasted it. And I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I strongly recommend you use Chat 4.0 for 2 reasons. Chat 4.0 is maybe 3 reasons. It's multimodal. So it can draw diagrams and stuff for you when needed. You'll have to ask it. Two, 4.0 has a good reasoning sense, so it can think logically somewhat. And three, I knew there was a third reason. 4.0 is very, very, very creative. And that's what you want for Scamper. For Scamper, you want to think way outside the box. You literally want to come up with crazy approaches for something that you already have built in your app so that you can read them, think through them, and see, this actually sounds like a good idea. And I'll give you a live example of that right now. So that's the prompt that I copied from the spreadsheet. My app, and anywhere you see these boxes, the brackets, that's where the prompt was blank, and you have to fill it in with yours. So in our case, my app is an AI meeting transcriber or note taker using Scamper Substitute, suggests 5 alternative, and then here they ask for what alternative what? I said monetization models, and you'll see some examples in the spreadsheet. Monetization models, APIs, data sources, platforms, UI components, etc. And you can change that to whatever is relevant for the thing that you want to rethink and rescamper. To improve what? Same thing. Improve user engagement, performance, revenue. Again, don't limit yourself there. It could be anything. And I said revenue, explain benefits, and I'm going to run it. And this is what Scamper comes up with. I'm going to use the substitute. And here are 5 alternative monetization models for AI meeting note transcriber using substitute. I like this already. Substitute freemium with usage-based pricing. It's good. I don't do usage-based. Remember, we do flat tier, 0 to, I think it was $15 for a year or $25 monthly. This allows you to charge for, it's an idea to charge based on usage. I like that. That's kind of like how Lovable is actually with the credit system. So not a bad idea. Direct user payment with B2B licensing. I like that. Users can pay individually, but I wouldn't do that. I like this. Substitute monthly subscriptions with credit packs. Very good. So maybe make people pay for $100 worth of credits and you use it as much as you want, so you don't have that recurring monthly for the people who know, hey, I'm just going to come in and use this thing once. Creating this as an option, I might collect a bunch of users that don't want a monthly subscription. They know they only need this for one project. They need a whole bunch of stuff transcribed, so they buy a bundle. It's an excellent idea. Standalone white label app thing. Pay to use ads, I like that. So maybe allow people to get a free transcription of something using ActiveScribe, but it's branded with the ActiveScribe logos. I like that. So yeah, so this gives me some ideas. That's how you will Scamper. That's it. So now you got the Scamper. You got this video explaining it. You got the extra content of both the chart. And you also have the prompting techniques, and you also get the list of 2 that we used.